Today marks the second year since the January 6th insurrection, when a mob stormed the Capitol in Washington, D.C. as they tried to halt the electoral count, injuring law enforcement along the way. KIMT News 3's Alec Lasham joins us now. And Alec, how has Minnesota's and the federal government responded since that day?
Well, Tyler, lawmakers in Washington have worked to reshape law enforcement at the Capitol, as well as approve laws that safeguard the electoral process. In Minnesota, lawmakers have been actively working to combat disinformation while advancing voter access bills.
Our goal that day was that democracy would prevail, and it did.
That was Minnesota's U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar reflecting on the second Remembrance Day of the January 6th insurrection in Rochester on Friday. Klobuchar spoke from a podium at Mayo Clinic and said that infamous day in the winter of 2021 was supposed to be business as usual for lawmakers.
The day started as this joyous walk through that corridor from the Senate to the House, bipartisan, all the members.
What happened next turned out to be one of America's darkest chapters, as a mob physically forced their way through Capitol Police as they tried to halt the electoral count.
Fast forward at 3:30 in the morning, it was just Vice President Pence and Senator Blunt and myself were the only two senators left walking over the broken glass with the spray-painted columns.
In Minnesota, State Senator Liz Bolden, who was at the time a state representative, had just been sworn into office.
I was sworn in one day and the very next day witnessed this insurrection on our Capitol. And so that absolutely sort of shaped my work and my view.
2 years after the carnage, Klobuchar says the federal government has made significant changes to prevent another assault on democracy.
We have made many improvements to the security of the Capitol. We have new police chief, new sergeant at arms, new data sharing and intelligence sharing, which was such a problem that day.
And in St. Paul, lawmakers have created an inclusive democracy caucus to preserve our system of government.
Continues to be a coordinated effort for disinformation and disenfranchisement of voters across the country, as well as in Minnesota. So our goal is to protect and expand democracy.
A task that requires effort by Americans.
Democracy is never easy, as we can see from the House of Representatives the last few days, but it's better than any other system we know. And in the end, the will of the people triumphs.
7 people died in connection to the insurrection on January 6th. Tyler?